Hey guys, the Dragon Scar here, and welcome to the channel. Now today we are doing tips and tricks for beginners in Minecraft. Now all you experienced Minecraft folk, leave a comment below on stuff that I missed or stuff you would like to see in a future tips and tricks video. Now, let's get into our first tip. Adjust your settings. Now, this is pretty important, and for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to go through all the settings. I'm just going to show you how to reset your keys. Now, as you can see here, I have not adjusted very much on the keys. Now, the only thing I have really adjusted on this is I have changed the sprint from the W key to the R key, as you can see here. Now, let's move on to world settings. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to do Creative World. I'm going to change the name of the world to Tips and Tricks Video. And there is a lot of different settings in here, and feel free to mess around with them. I'm not going to go through everything on this in this right now. So, you can go to World and change all those things, or you can add a data pack. But let's get into the second tip. Don't dig straight down. Now, this is Minecraft's #1 rule. I'm going to demonstrate here. So when you're digging straight down, you may end up in a cave like this, or if you keep digging down, you fall to your death. Tip number 3, spotting rare mobs. Now, I'm not going to go through all the rare mobs in the game, but here are my top 3. Finding a pink sheep in the wild is very interesting. You can find blue axolotls, and these are also incredibly rare, but look how cute they are. Like, isn't this just the most adorable thing? And the third rare mob in the game is a skeleton horse trap. Now, don't get too close to these, because if you get too close, then 3 more horses will spawn with all of them having riders. On to the next tip. Tip number 4. Get yourself a pet in Minecraft. Now, I found 4 different good kinds of pets. We got the dog here, or I guess it's a wolf, and you can tame it with bones. Now, all you have to do is simply go up and right-click on the dog until it becomes your best friend. Moving on to cats. Cats in this game, you have to tame them with either raw cod or raw salmon. But same concept, just right-click on that cat. Now, moving on to parrots. You can tame a parrot in this game using seeds. Same concept, right-click on them. They'll become your best friend, and they'll perch on your shoulder, like this. Now, note, if you go up and down blocks, they will fly off and come back. On to the last pet in this series is a horse. Now, you can make it easier to tame them by feeding them apples. Once they stop accepting your apples, like this, you can right-click on them to mount, and then you have to put a saddle on them in order to control what directions they go. So, as you can see here, once you open up your inventory, you can see where to put the saddle, and that's it for the pets. Now, comment below if I should give these pets names, and let me know what else you would want to see. On to the next tip. Tip number 5. Farming animals. Now, this is very important for food in Minecraft, especially. Like, from cows, you can get milk, you can get beef, you can get leather, and you can breed cows using wheat, as you can see here. And with sheep, you can get wool and mutton from them. So, with sheep, you can dye their wool a bunch of different colors, to get a desired outcome, and they can also provide you with meat. Now, same concept as cows, you breed them with wheat. Onto pigs. Pigs give you meat. That's it. Or they give you pork. And as you can see here, you cannot breed them with wheat like you can with sheep and cows. But you can breed them with carrots. So, yeah. There you go. And on to our last farm animal, the chicken. Now with chickens, they give you eggs, they can give you feathers, they give you meat, and you can breed them with seeds. So, as you can see here, this is what all the items they give you look like, including chicken and the seeds as a demonstration on it actually works to make a little chicken. And there you go. That is it for farm animals. Woo! On to our next tip. Plant farms. Now, this is also important for food in Minecraft. Now, you can farm things like sugarcane, but most of the time your starter farm is going to look something like this. You can plant wheat, you can plant carrots, you can plant potatoes, you can plant pumpkins, and you can plant melons. Now note, with pumpkins and melons, they have to have a block next to them for the melons and the pumpkins to grow. On to our next tip. Collecting items from a chest. Now this took me a while to figure out, but when you go up to a chest and it has items in it, you can shift left click to get the item in your inventory, or you can shift hover over and double click to get all the items. Now this only works when you have the same kind of item in your inventory. On to the next tip, simple commands. I'm going to show you the three kinds of commands that you can do. So I like the time set command because you can set the time and it's not a hassle to wait through the night. And as you can see, you can just set it to whatever time. Or you can freeze time by doing tick freeze or tick unfreeze, as I'll show you in a minute. This freezes time in the game. Now, when time is frozen in the game, then you can still interact with things like horses, right? You can still ride the horse, but if you go over, and let's find a good animal to demonstrate this on. Here's a pig. If we punch a pig, it does not run off, it does not take knockback, it just kind of sits there and takes damage. Now, to unfreeze time, just do tick unfreeze, and time will start moving in your game again. On to our last command, which is setting the weather. Now, you can set the weather to clear, to rainy, to thunderstorm. Let's try a thunderstorm. And as you can see, it takes a little bit of a minute for it to actually get changed. But as you can see here, it's now cloudy and overcast, and it's exactly what we asked it to be. Now let's set the weather back to clear. You just say weather clear, and the clouds will clear up. Let's go on to our next tip, which is avoiding traps. Now I'm just going to show you some of the most simple traps in the game, which is the pressure plate and the trapped chest. And as you can see, you can just put TNT under it. Now, on to our last tip, and this might be the most important, is gear. Now, you want to wear armor in the game. I'm just showing you some iron armor. The best kind of armor in the game is netherite. And it is important for, say, if a creeper comes up, it sneaks up on you. If they blow up, the armor will absorb some of the impact and they won't kill you. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and Dragon Scar out.